Hello everyone, welcome to CAIIB English Medium. This side CA Aarti and I hope you all are doing good. So if you are visiting to this particular channel for the first time, do subscribe it because in this channel we provide you with all the guidance, with all the revisions, with all the Maha revisions also for your JIB, CIB and even for your bank promotional exams. So do subscribe it. Share this channel with your friends and colleagues who are preparing for this exams, and also do like this session because today we are going to talk about your controlling. This controlling is last unit of your module A. So basically this completes your management functions. You starts with planning and completes in this controlling chapter. Okay, after this you are going to start with your module B. So this is your last unit of your first module A, totally based on theory. Chaliye, without wasting any time, let's start with this session. So what is the meaning of controlling? See, when you started this module A, we understood that it includes about the planning. Okay, how this management is planning in advance. About what? About future. Okay, what are the objectives we can take, and how we can organize our organization, which staff we need to appoint at which place. So all these things we covered till now, and today we are going to talk about controlling, how to control the things. Because when you already decided, you already have some estimates. While implementing, you have the actual scenario, so you can see there is a difference in your estimates and in your actual working. So how you are going to control all those activities, that is what the true meaning of controlling. Because in organization, top level management always gives you the targets, okay? But while implementation, we face so many hurdles, we face so many problems, so many times we are not able to achieve those. Sometimes we are able to achieve those targets, sometimes we are not able to achieve it. So how we can control those things, how you can correct those things so that in next time you are able to achieve those targets. Because while implementation, you are going to face risk, you are going to face so many difficulties, okay? Because no situation is always same. So that is why, because of the fluctuations in your scenario, there will be difference in your estimates, or we can say standard, and compared with your this reality. Okay? So that is how you are going to implement this controlling. So controlling is what? It is a process of comparing the actual performance with the standards of the company, so that you can ensure that activities are performed according to the plans, and if not, then taking corrective actions. If your top level management, okay, they made the target, suppose they made the target of rupees 20 crore sales in your financial year 25-26. Okay, this is your target. We plan these things. Okay, so this is your planning part. Now, while implementing all these things, you are going to see the actual scenario. Okay, you are going to face the reality, you are going to face the different external factors because of which you are not able to achieve those things. So all these things you are going to see in case of actual scenario. So if there is any difference, suppose you are only able to achieve 15 crores. Okay, so you can see there is a difference, that is 20 crores, this is your standard, and your actual revenue is 15 crores. So you can see there is a difference of 5 crores, and you can say this is because of your some problems or some issues that you faced. So how you can take the corrective action, because you need to eliminate those risk, you need to eliminate all this risk factors. So you are going to evaluate that why we are not able to achieve next 5 crores profit or next 5 crores revenue. So for that you are going to take the corrective actions also. So that is the true meaning of controlling. Again I am repeating, it is a process in which you are going to compare your actual performance with what? With your estimated standards, or you can say your budgets that you already prepared of the company, to ensure that activities are performed according to the plans. If everyone knows what are their responsibilities, what are their authorities, they are easily going to implement their task. So when you have already given all their responsibilities and tasks, and while implementing all those things, if they find anything in difference, You can say you can correct it with the help of controlling. So that is the true definition of your controlling. Chaliye. So with this, let's see the next point, that is characteristics of controlling. First characteristic is your accomplishment of organizational goals. So while you are implementing all these plans, you can find out that if there is any difference, you can correct it, and while you are correcting it, you are going to achieve your organizational goals. Like just we have taken the example, so you can say that we want to achieve 20 crores. Now why there is a difference of 5 crores? So you can correct those things and you can achieve now total target of 20 crores. That is the benefit of controlling. Next is efficient use of the available resources. We all know resources are scarce. Okay, so how we can use this available resources? So this is also decided by your management, and if anything is not going as per the plan, you are going to take the corrective action. That is how you can use your available resources, okay, in their efficient way. That is the second characteristic. Then next, correct application of the standard. While planning, you already decided which person will be responsible what, okay, which department will be doing which activity. So already you planned each and every activity in your organization. So while telling to your subordinates, while giving all the planning discussion with your subordinates, you are going to tell that this is your standard, this is your target. So everyone knows that what they are going to achieve in future. So because of which you can say that all whatever you are doing your application, that is your as per standard. Okay? Correct application of these standards. You are going with your policies, with your plans, because everyone knows what to achieve and how they are going to achieve it. So that is what correct application of the standard. Then next, the process of controlling motivates the employees and boost employees' morale. So when they are going to achieve it, as soon as your employees, they are achieving their target, top level managements, they are going to give rewards. Rewards in the case of monetary benefits, rewards in case of non-monetary benefits. So we can say this is also used for performance appraisal. Okay, so that gives, if your employees are achieving their target, so you are going to give more and more rewards. You are going to give them bonus, you are going to give them cash rewards, you are going to give them incentives, promotion. So that will motivate their confidence. Okay, that will motivate, that will give more satisfaction. So you can say one more thing, that you are going to reduce your employee turnover rate. If your employees are satisfied in your organization, if they are motivated, if they have the high moral, then of course you can see there is a reduction in turnover rates in case of employees. This turnover is not your sales one. This turnover is related to your employees ratio. Okay? So if you have less turnover ratio, that means your employee satisfaction is higher. So these are the characteristics of controlling. Chaliye, coming to next part. Different types of control management. Now this is important as per your exam point of view. The first thing is your feedback control, second is your proactive control, and third is your concurrent control. Let's start with the feedback control. Feedback. Okay. After using these services, we give feedback. Okay. Suppose you purchase this pen from my company and I asked you, okay, after you used for a month, I asked you, what is your feedback? You like this product or you find any difficulty while using this? So you are going to give me feedback. No, that you are happy with my pen. Okay, you are happy with this structure. So that is what feedback. Otherwise, or you can give negative feedback also, that no, you are not liking this color or you are not liking this shape. So that is what feedback. After you use any services, you are going to give feedback. So that is what feedback control. Okay. So feedback control, these controls are based on the feedback received after the activity has taken place. After you use those activities, like we visit to restaurants, then after completing our dinner, at the time of billing, okay, they also give one feedback form, whether they like our services or not, okay, whether they, we like their ambience, whether we like their food, any new more feedback that we want to give. So all these things we can give in terms of this feedback. That is the first thing. Feedbacks, they are given after completion of your service. Okay, that is the first thing. Based on those feedbacks, you can take more corrective actions. Then, next is your proactive control. Now, proactive control means what? These are the future directed controls which anticipate problems well in advance. And the corrective action is taken accordingly. So, when you are appointing experts, okay, they have the knowledge about each and everything. So, they can estimate what type of hurdles we can face in our company, or when they have experience of so many years, they can easily predict the uncertainties in our business. So, that is how you can well in advance you can take the corrective action. So, before starting any project, when you are taking any corrective action, that is what proactive control. Now, this can only be achieved when you have experts, when they are very experienced, because they know what are the difficulties you are going to face. So, well in advance you are taking your corrective action. That is what proactive control. Then third is your concurrent control. So, these controls are based on the real-time engagement. See, real-time engagement like our ATM, that is also real-time working. So, while you are doing those things, whenever you are facing any difficulties, you are correcting all those things. Okay? While you are performing any activity, and if you make any mistake, you are correcting on those spot only. So, that is what concurrent control. So, this is these controls are based on the real-time engagement of the controller as the activity is being carried out. You are doing your work, and while doing your work, if you face any difficulty or you are making something wrong, then you are taking those corrective actions on the same time. So, that is what concurrent control. So, how many types of control management we have? 3. First is your feedback control, second is your proactive control, and third is your concurrent control. Okay. Feedback control means after you complete those services, after your activities has been completed, then you are taking the corrective action, that is your feedback control. Then your proactive control, before starting any activity, if you have any experienced persons, knowledgeable persons, they are giving the corrective actions. So, that is what proactive control. Proactive control. Then concurrent control. While you are doing your job, if you are facing any difficulties, if you are making any mistakes, you are controlling all those things simultaneously. So, that is what concurrent control. So, these are the 3 types of control management. Again, I am repeating: feedback control, okay, proactive control, concurrent control. Chaliye, let's see next topic, that is your control process. So, we have different steps of control process. The first is the process establishing goals and standards. For the steps of control process, we require to establish goals and standards, because if you are not having any standards or your plans, then with what you are going to compare your actual performance. So, that is why we require the standards, or we can say estimates. That is your first thing. Then next is comparing actual performance to the predetermined goals and criteria. That is your second step. After you know that what is our target, you can compare with your actual performance. Then next is taking steps to make necessary corrections. While comparing your estimates with your standards, you can see there are differences, so you can correct those things. Then continuing the monitor the effects of corrective action. Then continuously you can say this is your continuous process, not a one-time activity. Again and again you need to use this controlling process for the corrections. So, these are the steps of your control process. It starts with your setting of goals and standards. Second, you are comparing with your actual performance. Then third, you are taking corrective necessary actions. Then fourth, this is your continuous process. So, these are the advantages of your control process. Chaliye. Next, control techniques. Now next is your control techniques. Now, next we are going to talk about control techniques. So basically this control techniques, they are divided into two parts. First is your traditional techniques and next is your modern techniques. See, okay. So control techniques, these are divided into two parts, that is your first traditional techniques, second that is your modern techniques. So when we start with this traditional techniques, we have personal observation, break-even analysis, statistical reports and budgetary control. On the other hand, when we talk about modern techniques, we have return on investment, financial statement and ratio analysis, then responsibility and accounting, then we have PERT and CPM, management information system and management audit. Remember in exam they are asking the full form also. So in your previous attempt they asked the full form of this PERT and CPM. So these are also very important as per your exam point of view. Remember, if any full form we are discussing during our class or during this session, do revise those full forms also, because in exam they are directly asking these things. Okay, chaliye. So with this, let's start your control techniques. First we are going to talk about this traditional techniques. So first is your personal observation. Personal observation means what? When the manager does this by personally observing the employees or workers at the location of the business. Directly your supervisors, they are observing you. At what time you are coming, at what time you are leaving, for how many hours of you are taking a break. So they are observing you personally. So that is what personal observation. What are the other names? So first is your on the spot observation is the another name. Okay. Or you can also say direct observation, because your managers, your supervisors, they are directly observing you. Okay, they are observing you at what time you are coming, for how many hours of work you are doing, so that they can say that whether you are fruitful to them or you are just wasting your time in that area. So that is what personal observation, when your managers, they are doing directly. Okay. Then second is your break-even analysis. Now break-even analysis means this is the point at which you are not going to earn no profit or no loss. So generally we say that is your break-even. Now with this break-even analysis, what we are going to understand, see, this sets the relationship between your cost and volume. Okay? At different level of production of your output, you can see you are setting the relationship between cost and volume. That is the first point. Then the cost, volume and profit analysis, that is the another name for this approach. That is your CVP analysis, that is the another name for this break-even analysis. Then this break-even refers to the point at which the purchase price and the selling price, you are getting equal. When your selling price is also rupees to 10, your purchase price is also rupees to 10. So basically what is your profit? that is 0. What is your loss? That is again 0. Means this is the point at which you are getting no profit, no loss. So what is the formula for this break-even point? Break-even point is equal to fixed cost divided by price minus variable cost. With this price minus variable cost, we also get your contribution. We also get this contribution. Okay? So this is your second traditional technique, that is your break-even analysis. This is the point at which you are not getting any profit or any loss. Through this you are understanding whether you are earning comparatively higher to this point or you are working in your loss point. So these are the benefits. Chaliye. So next is your statistical reports. Now statistical reports means information is gathered by the manager so that performance can be evaluated across functional areas. See, functional areas means your different departments. Okay? Different departments, like we have HR department, okay, we have production department, we have finance department. Okay. So these are your functional areas. You can say different departments. So when information is gathered by the manager, okay, so that performance can be evaluated across functional areas, your manager that is taking different information from different departments, and based on that they are evaluating your performance. That is your statistical reports. Now those information are used so that you can compare with the help of averages, percentages, coefficient of determination, ratios. Remember, in this controlling, they are just giving the names. What are the statistical information that you is gathered is then utilized for the purpose of comparison. So what are different steps you can take? First, like averages you can take, percentage you can use, coefficient of determination and ratios. In this particular unit they are not discussing any formula. Okay? So there is no numerical based on this topics. They are just giving the names. What are the different methods you can use for statistical report? That is your averages, percentages, then coefficient of determination, and your last is ratios. So these are the examples. Chaliye. This is about your statistical report. Now coming to your next, that is your budgetary control. Now budgetary control means what? Budgetary control, it begins with the planning of the fundamental operations. Okay? It starts with your planning of your operations and continues with comparison of that planning to the performance that actually occurred. So basically they are saying whatever budgets you are preparing for any operations, you are going to compare it with your actual performance. With your actual performance. And if you see any difference, then what you are going to do? Yes, you are going to take corrective action. Okay? If any difference, then you are going to take corrective action. Same like your controlling. So budgetary control is what? In which you are making a plan of your operations, then you are comparing with your actuals. Okay? And if you find any deviations while comparing and analyzing your actual performance, if you find any difference, then you are going to take the corrective actions. So that is what budgetary control. So here we complete your 4 types of traditional techniques. Now next we are going to talk about modern techniques. So first we are going to start with your return on investment, ROI. In simple terms, let's take an example. Suppose I tell you that if you invest in Reliance Industries right now, okay, only 1 lakh if you invest, you are going to receive 1,50,000 after 1 month. So while investing 1 lakh, how much you are going to get in your return? That is 1,50,000. That is what return on investment. ROI is what you are investing, and in return how much you are earning. So basically by investing 1 lakh, you are receiving 1,50,000. That is your return on investment. Also tell me one thing, as an investor, okay, or as a layman, in which area you are going to invest. You have two scenarios. One scenario is that if you are investing 1 lakh, okay, you are going to receive in return. Okay, if you are investing 1 lakh, you are going to return 1,50,000. This is your A. You are going to invest in this A part. This is your investment amount. Okay, and you are getting in return 1,50,000. Or B, if you are investing the same 1 lakh amount, and in return if you are just getting 70,000, then tell me which option you are going to choose, A or B. Tell me your answers through comments. Chali, let's back to this topic. So return on investment is what? This return on investment, you can use the abbreviation as ROI. It refers to the profit made from capital that has been invested. How much you are making from your invested amount. That is what ROI. So in order to achieve greater financial control over the company, it is analyzed. For analyzing, if you are investing 1 lakh, so how much you are earning from that particular return, from that particular capital, that is what your ROI. And DuPont method is financial analysis is another name for this methodology. In exam, they ask this DuPont method also. So remember, they can ask the another name of this ROI, return on investment, that is a DuPont method. And how to solve that is this formula. Return on investment is equal to net income divided by sales into sales divided by total investments. This is the formula you can use for calculating this return on investment. This is your first modern technique. Chale, coming to your next, that is your financial statement and ratio analysis. So, financial statement and ratio analysis is what? In this, calculating a variety of ratios, this made easier, which in turn contributes the better financial management of the organization. So basically, when we talk about this financial management, in this financial management, we prepare this balance sheet, you prepare profit and loss account, then you prepare cash flow statements, then you prepare statement of changes in equity, and lastly you prepare under this financial statements, that is your explanatory notes, or we can say notes. Okay, so these things we cover in our accounts part. In your JIB, we already covered all these things. That under financial statements, you have different 5 types of accounts: your balance sheet, your P&L account, cash flow statement, changes in your equity, and last, that is notes. So that is the financial statement. Then ratio analysis, what? In this, you use different ratios for the comparison. Correct. So what are the different ratios you can use? Profitability ratio, liquidity ratio, solvency ratio, turnover ratios. These type of ratios you can use for the comparison. So basically, based on this financial statements, you are going to get the profit amount, your sales amount, your turnover amount. Based on different aspects, you are going to use this ratios. In your JIB, we used to solve all these different types of ratios: profitability ratio, your liquidity, your solvency, and your turnover ratios. So that's why we always say, whenever you start your JIB preparation, start with concepts, because ultimately those things you are going to see in your CAIIB level. So these things are much linked with your JIIB. So in this financial statements, and you can use ratios for the analysis, that is second modern method. Chali, coming to the next, that is responsibility accounting. So responsibility accounting, this is a method of accounting which gives the amount of responsibility placed on the individual employee that is taken into consideration. So basically, in this you are assigning the responsibilities. You are giving the task to your employees that they need to achieve this particular task and they need to perform any particular activity. That is what responsibility accounting. And what are the 4 different distinct categories we have? Revenue center, cost center, profit center and investment center. So these are the different responsibility accounting we have. Chaliye, so now based on our concepts, let's solve these questions. First is, it is a process of comparing the actual performance with the set standards of the company to ensure that the activities are performed according to the plans, and if not, then taking corrective action. So this process is referred to as what? Planning, organizing, controlling, directing. Tell me, which option is your correct option? So a correct answer is your controlling. Basically, they are saying you have actual performance, okay, you have estimates. So when you are going to compare your estimates with your actual performance, and if you see any difference, then you are going to take corrective action. So that is your controlling. So correct answer is your option C. Chali, let's see the next. Which type of control is future directed, anticipates problems in advance and takes corrective action accordingly? Feedback, proactive, concurrent, corrective control. So we already understood 3 types of control management. Okay. In that we have feedback, proactive and concurrent. In this they are saying that is your future directed, you anticipate problem in advance. So well in advance you know what are the problems you might face with the help of your experts. That is your proactive control. Chali, so your correct answer is your option B. Next question. Which control method is based on real-time engagement of the controller during the activity? Feedback, proactive, concurrent, preventive. Which control method is based on real-time engagement? When we talk about real-time engagement, okay, real-time engagement means you are doing your activity and if something happens wrong, you are taking the corrective action. So that is your concurrent control. So your correct answer is option C. Next, what is another name for the method of direct observation? On the spot observation, off-site observation, future-oriented observation and virtual monitoring. So this question is from your direct observation, that is personal observation. When your managers, they are directly observing you, that is your on-the-spot observation. So correct answer is your option A. Okay, chali. So here we complete our today's controlling part. But if you want to enroll in our batches, you can visit to Adda 24/7. In this, you need to click on all courses, JIB, CIB. Your attempt is CAIIB June 2025. Okay, so you can purchase if you want to clear all the 4 and 5 subjects all together in once. Then you can enroll in CAIIB Mahapacks 2.0. In this, we provide you all the concepts. Okay, in this, we provide you all the live classes, recordings, mock tests, your crash course, revisions, means A to Z thing in this particular course only. So you can enroll it, this particular batch. And how you can enroll it? You need to click on buy now. As soon as you are going to click on buy now, you can see currently you are receiving only 75% off. But if you use the coupon code that is Y895, you are going to receive 77% off. Okay, so these are the benefits of using any coupon code for purchasing any batches in your JIB, CIB. So Y895 will give you this 77% off plus double validity. But if you want to increase plus 1% off, if you want to increase this 1% off, then you can use Adda 24/7 application. For 1% off, you need to use Adda 24/7 application. So you are going to receive total 78% off. Remember 77 with the help of Y895 plus double validity. But extra 1% off, you need to use your Adda 24/7 application. Chaliye. So with this, let's wind up this session. Bye bye everyone. Thank you for joining. Take care.